Hi, and thanks for tuning in. I'm at my house, sheltered in place like pretty much everyone else. And so I just wanted to take a little time to share with you something that God has given me from His Word. As we have all been dealing with the virus and the ramifications of that, I started to think if there was a time in the Bible where God put people on a quarantine. And as it turns out, there is. The very first one comes from the book of Genesis, and it's the story of Noah. And God actually instructs Noah to build an ark because he says the world has become wicked, and he's going to ask Noah to take two of every type of animal, and male and female, get them on the ark, and he, his family, and all those animals are going to be quarantined while God destroys the earth. And so Noah obeys God, and he builds the ark, and actually God gives the people 120 years to change while Noah is building the ark, and they don't. They ignore the message. The message is coming from Noah and from his building of the boat, and they ignore it. So God brings the flood. And so it was really interesting to me that Noah actually spent probably at least a year on the ark. The floods were the rain came for 40 days, but it was almost a year before he could get off the ark. And so he was in this confined space with his family, with the animals during that entire time. And so I was wondering, what can we learn from this experience with Noah and the way he obeyed God? And there's a couple of things I got actually from the teachings of the rabbis, because the rabbis actually wrote a lot in the Talmud and in what's called Midrash. Midrash is these rabbinical writings that are commentaries on what we call the Old Testament. And so they say a lot about Noah. And one of the things that the rabbis of the Talmud teach is that judgment was sealed on the earth because of the sin of robbery or thievery. And the word they use is chamas or kamas. And it's a word, according to one rabbi, that means a wrongdoing that is too petty to be caught by human justice. But if committed continuously, can gradually ruin everything. And I think there's something for us to learn from that if anything is going to destroy us in this time, it's not going to be some person or some institution or something that is doing some big evil. It's going to be the failure of too many people to do the little things. It's the little things that make a big difference, especially when we transgress those little things over and over and over again. Another thing I learned from the writings of the rabbis on this particular story, another Jewish midrash called Genesis Rabbah said that throughout the 12 months when Noah was on the ark, Noah and his sons did not sleep, and I'm quoting now, because they had to feed the animals, beasts, and birds. That same midrash also notes how Noah brought a grapevine and a fig clipping onto the ark with him in order to replant them after the flood. Now, those teachings, I think, are trying to say that Noah was committed to restoring life on a devastated planet. His whole aim in what he was doing was to bring life back to the earth. He was going to be a restorer. And so I want us, even now, we're spending a lot of time at home now, and I know it can get crazy, but I would like for you to reflect on a couple of things. Reflect, number one, on all the little things that you might be doing that could be hurting someone else. And so it's really important for us to follow as much as we can the rules that have been set on us so that we don't spread this virus. The second thing is that I want you to even now begin to think about when we reemerge from our homes, when this virus passes, and it will pass, and when that happens and we're allowed to come back out of our homes, how will you work to be a restorer? How will you work to help people who have been devastated by this? I want you to begin thinking even now how God is going to use you and your church and Christian people to bring restoration when that time comes. Well, I pray that God is blessing you right now. I pray that the peace of God over you, and I can't wait to see you again. God bless you.